Hey everyone, welcome to Mccool and the Gang. This month's guest is Zuzu!
Hey!
How's it going?
It's good. I've been setting up my mic. I'm ready to go.
Yes.
How you doing?
Oh, yeah, I'm really good. How are you?
I'm alright, yeah. I've just been in rehearsal, so I look like a bit of a mess, but I just kicked
you
all
look
the gang
gorgeous.
out. I was like, I gotta do this thing, get out.
Yeah. How was festival the one you played?
It was so fun. It was really good. Future Yard is such a great venue.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? I'm really happy that it's there because, I mean, of course, for you being you're from the Wirral, right?
I'm actually from Liverpool, but I live in Birkenhead.
Yeah. Yeah, just having that, alternative is just really cool, and I think it's the start of something amazing, so...
Defo.
Yeah, so how's everything going? And your album and tour announcements, it's so exciting.
I know, yeah, it's going alright. It's going good, just trying to keep my shit together, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just a lot to do, and a lot to... It's exciting, it's really good.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I saw your tour announcement and I was like, yes, that looks so much fun. How amazing is it to be playing gigs again?
It's actually indescribable. I think, and I'm sure you're the same, we've never had gigs ripped away from us like that before, obviously. So, now coming back to it, even before the pandemic, and I'm sure it'll happen again, but I was definitely a bit I'm tired, moaning about it all the time, but this time I am so grateful.
Yeah, literally clinging on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it feels great to be back.
Yeah, even in getting together with your band, it's been so long, and we have such a fucking laugh. I forgot how much of a laugh we have.
It's it's been forever, but no time in the same.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was looking at I was singing another band called White Horses, and I saw them for the first time the other week, and I was like, I have not seen you guys in the flesh in literally 2 years, but it feels like yesterday. So is your album finished then?
Yes.
Is it?
I actually signed off
it?
on all the booklet stuff today. So
nice.
It's done.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I know.
And when did you start writing it?
At the dawn of time.
Yeah. I know that
feels.
What
I mean? It's weird, the songs on there that I wrote when I was 18, the songs on there that I wrote 3 weeks before the album was finished. So it's a mix.
Yeah.
But I started recording it and putting it together over lockdown, over the second lockdown. After Christmas, that's
amazing.
when we first started to I mean, I was writing all the songs and stuff before, but that's when we started the recording process.
Yeah. Are there any themes to the album or anything that you've been writing about in particular?
Do you know what? It's kind of an amalgamation of a lot of things that have happened over the years, things that have happened to me recently that have been weird, stuff that's happened to me via someone else, a lot of the songs aren't even about me, or they're about the planet, but I think overall it's Scouse, you know what I mean, it is Scouse. I've been in Liverpool
Scouse.
for the last 18 months. I moved, and I talk to my mum on the phone every day. I'm talking to my dad, and I'm a lot just seeing my family a lot more as well. And so I think actually having been rooted in Liverpool for the last 18 months has seeped into my music and my lyrics, and just because I'm inspired by the people around me more than people are always oh, what music inspires you? And I'm loads of music inspires me, but people inspire me too. People have a lot of good things to say, a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah, definitely. And relationships with people inspire me, the different ways that you interact with other people, and everyday conversations as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Really great lyrics.
And it's you don't, I think a lot of people think that a song is a romantic song when it's actually about a friend or a business partner or something, that's a lot of the time it's not even it's not about my love life. It just sounds like a breakup because it felt like a breakup,
Yeah I did one of the Tim's listening parties the other day for the album, but one of the songs, someone was like, oh, I really love this, it sounds like, you know, unrequited love or something like that, and I was like, it's actually about having kids. Even though I don't have kids and I don't know what it's like, it's about my take on having children. So yeah, it's mad the like interpretations people have of things, and
that's it.
You can just blow someone's mind by being like, what's actually about this?
Half the time, like, I don't even want to tell people, because I'm just like, I want it to be whatever you think it's about.
Yeah, no, yeah, I get that. I get it. I just can't not tell people. I'm like, blabbermouth.
I hate it. I hate when people ask me what my songs are about. It's my worst question.
Oh, really? I love it when people ask me. I'm like, well, it's about this, and there's this period of my life, and all this person.
Mine are too personal. I'm always like scared. I'm like, it's a bit of a personal question.
Yeah. Oh, you get over it. You'll get over it.
A lot of the time it's because I feel like I'm spilling secrets in songs, and then if I say what it's actually about, that person will know.
Yeah, I was literally going to ask you, has anyone ever asked you, is this song about me? You know, when they've heard it.
Yeah.
That's my worst nightmare.
It's heavy.
Did you tell them?
No, I fully denied it. I'm mad. Deny it.
You didn't deny it. And a tiny little nugget of it might be, you know, influenced by something that you've said or something that's happened, but it's never like, you know, it's always embellished in some way, isn't it?
For sure. And it's funny because like my boyfriend Curran, like he's like a songwriter too, and we write songs about each other all the time, and we just know. It's not even a question. It's like, oh, that one's about me. Fucked it that day. Like, but like, it's other people that I stress about, because I'm like, at me and Curran, we're well past that. Like, we write songs about each other all the time, good and bad. And like poetic license too. But you know, like a lot of people who don't write songs don't understand that. And I'm like, oh no, it's not fully about you. It's a dramatization of your very personal thing that you told me about. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's totally it. If you're with another songwriter, you've got to give each other the freedom to do that and not let it get in the way at all. I think if someone wrote a really horrible song about me, I'd just be like, yeah, I've probably been a bitch at some point. So
that's it. That's where I'm at. Yeah. Exactly.
Do it. Get it out, and then we can move past it.
Get it out.
Oh, amazing. So that's answered one of my questions, because I was going to ask, it's like a really boring question, but, you know, how did you cope with lockdown? And because I saw that you were really active on, you know, like with the fans and doing Instagram lives, and like you really got on it, and I was like, wow, I was so impressed. So I just wondered, you know, did you have all the creative stuff going on as well, or whether you were just a bit like, oh, what do I think do?
Like that stuff definitely gets draining after a while, and like I won't lie, like it wasn't like easy for me to like just be like, oh, today we're gonna write a song called the Cocoa Pop and like it was hard, but actually like it's good. And I kind of like I learned from that like Instagrammy stuff and kind of took that a bit more real world, and I definitely like start writing and wax sealing things to people like Harry Potter vibes,
like Game of Thrones.
Literally I had fuck all to do, Natalie, do you know what I mean? So like I sat about writing songs, and then I was quite sad, obviously everyone was, but like I had a lot of big changes, and I got really sad at one point, and like that really, it was like a lighthouse in the fog for me. Those like people kind of like shouting out, like telling me I can do it, kind of made me, I don't know, it kind of got me through a really weird phase where I wasn't sure what was gonna happen, what I was gonna do, you know. But it's like, actually I think like a lot of people just get focused on getting new fans, and it's like I found a lot of joy in taking time to just get to know the fans that are there. You know, I hate the word fans. I hate it. It's literally like the
people.
People. Yeah, I hate the word fans.
Yeah,
we need a new word for that.
I don't know, community. I
don't like that line between like, I don't like the way that a fan sounds like, oh, you're there and I'm here.
Yeah.
Like I don't like that. Like that's not a vibe for me anyway.
I know what you mean. It kind of makes my arsehole clench as well a little bit.
Same. It makes me just want to like die inside. I'm like, yeah.
We shall not say that word.
No, we shan't.
The rest of this conversation. Lockdown, do you ever just find yourself just literally staring out the window and then half an hour's passed and you're still like staring out the window? It was like that for me. I was like, where am I? What am I doing?
Yeah.
And I found like, I'm kind of the same as you. Like, I like writing about people and like, especially like my relationships with other people. But there was such a lack of stimulus that I was just like, I fucking got nothing to say. Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard, isn't it? You just gotta like motivate yourself to do bits. I think like there's always something to write about when you're miserable, isn't there? Though.
Yeah.
For me anyway. I like when I'm feeling existential. Like that's when I'm in my prime. Like
yeah.
Feeling weird, write a song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like actually when I'm too busy. Like, if I've had a big, mad tour, like, I'm bad at writing songs on tour. I need a minute. Like,
yeah,
I need a minute.
I couldn't do it, yeah.
No. So, like...
I don't think I could.
For a while before lockdown, I didn't have any... I was writing new songs, but I had lots of ideas, and I never really had any time to, like, actually sit down and just play guitar for, like, hours. And, like, that was really nice in lockdown. I thought, like, I had a lot of ideas that I had to finish up. Which gave me time to do. But it was also miserable as fuck, so...
You got through it. We're here.
That's it. And it's now. Like, and what can we say that everyone else hasn't already said or felt? It's like if it was like a collective, like a world collective, like frustration, you know? So every single person knows the feeling.
Yeah. I read today, I love the fact your album's named after where your voice notes are recorded. I love that.
Yeah.
Because I wondered, like, I wonder why it's called Queensway Tunnel. I wonder what the connection is. And then, I read that today. I love it. But
so often.
Yeah.
It's weird, actually. I love the Queensway Tunnel as well. I really think there's something magic about the Queensway Tunnel. And it's like, when it was built, it was like a marvel. It was like it was the only thing of its kind.
I think wasn't Harry Potter filmed in there? A bit of Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
It's magical then. I love the video to My Old Life.
Thanks. It was heavily inspired by Tracy Emin.
Have you ever seen... Is it actually still available to see, the bed?
I don't know if it's in Liverpool now, but that's where I saw it. I saw it in the Tate in Liverpool.
It was in the Tate. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think it goes on tour.
Yeah, the bed just goes on tour.
Yeah, that's what art does, doesn't it? It basically goes on tour.
I love that. I love Francis Bacon. I'm quite into my art. But I love all like grotesque art and stuff.
That's cool. I'm fucking shit at knowing my artists, just like Tracy Emin, because she's sick.
Me too. Yeah.
Whatever you know, I literally saw her bed in the museum, and I was like, this was years ago, and I was just like, shit, that's cool. A bit of me. I'm into it. It speaks to me.
I like her because she doesn't give a shit. Like when the bed came out, I think everyone was like, oh my god, she's got like condoms, and she was just like, yeah.
Yeah, she's so sick. I love that, like, all of the, it's like a time capsule, like, all of the products and all of the, like, logos and stuff on, like, the Dr. Pepper. It's, like, all, like, old school now, because it's...
Yeah.
It's really cool.
90s. Mm-hmm. Some really good, like, influences and, like, references. I can't wait to hear it.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah! where did you record it? I meant to ask, like, oh, really? Where are you? Is that your home studio?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's so amazing.
So this is where we did most of it. But to be honest, this is where we've like recorded most of our stuff, like All Good, all of that stuff. It's all recorded here.
Do you record your band or do you play the instruments? Like how does it work?
Bit of both. Like just depends who's about on the day and that. So like, I guess. For some of it, like, I mean, God, I played drums on one track. That was horrific. I mean, it's very simple. But, yeah, it happened. And, yeah, but mostly Nathan and the band and Ben plays strings. And, yeah, I record a bit of the band, bit of, like, myself, bit of Curran. It's just, like, none of them are recorded, like, in the room together. Like, we recorded them all.
Yeah.
Just, like, you know, built. But actually a lot of them like ended up using stuff from the demo too. So
whichever's got the most like energy, I guess, isn't
that's it. And we learned pretty early on to like not just record things badly, because like even something like a demo vocal or like a stupid sound that you think you're not gonna like that's always the thing that ends up wanting to be used, but it's like corrupted, you know. So we've like tried to make a habit when we were demoing the songs that like anything we put down could be used. So we like gave proper mic positions to everything, even when we were just demoing.
I guess that like songwriting is one thing, but then making the record is like the next step, and it's like so much to demand from someone to do it all. So I just like wondering who you work with, if anyone,
on the music and stuff.
Yeah, like on the production and the mixing and the mastering and things like that.
So Curran basically, like, he is my main source of wisdom, and like he just kind of produced it and he mixed it this time, and obviously we got someone else to master it. And then I've been doing a bit of stuff with Kieran from Circa Waves, Kieran Shuddle.
Oh, yeah.
He's super talented. He's rad.
You co-wrote My Old Life with him, didn't you? Yeah.
So that's been really cool
amazing.
too. And like kind of, I don't know, like, because again, I used to do a lot of sessions just all over the place in London, a lot mainly. But like during COVID, none of that. And then like Kieran and I guess, had like, we'd never met, but like we just chatted on Instagram and shit, just like about, because we were meant to play a DJ set at a festival he was going to put on before COVID. Didn't happen. And then he was like, oh, we should write some songs sometime if you're ever about. And like during the middle of like the last summer in between lockdowns, we like just wrote some songs together, came over and wrote some songs together, and I was really happy with them. I'm still stoked on them. So hopefully we can do more shit. But it was good. And it's nice to work with some more Scousers again.
Yeah. How much have you co-written stuff before then? Because I find it can be so weird when you start doing it before you get used to it.
Yeah. You know, I've been doing them since I was so young though. So like in a way, like I'm lucky because I can like push through the awkwardness all right. But that being said, they don't always turn out right. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think, like, the chances of actually hitting something that I would use on a co-write is pretty, like, pretty small percentage. Do you know what I mean? Like, so when I meet someone that I really write songs good with, I'm like, keep you about. You know what I mean? Because it's
definitely.
Like and if you don't try them, then you never know. So it's like, it's worth it because you may do 6 writing sessions that you aren't stoked on, but then you met that one person who you write your record with through it. So
yeah, definitely.
It's one of them. And it's always nice. You always learn, if nothing else.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. I remember, like, I never used to co-write with people, and then like got booked on a few sessions just to see what came out. But my first session, I hated it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm the same. Like, sometimes when I co-write, it's just literally to have a bit of fun and practice and just see what comes out.
Yeah.
But you've definitely got to find the person, because the guy Dan, who I wrote some of the tunes on the album with, like, I met him, just our management put us together and was like, oh, maybe it'll work, like, I'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
And honestly, the first song we wrote was the lead track from the album. And I just loved it so much, like, I couldn't stop listening to it, and it was just dead weird, like, weird little pop song, but it's mad the way it works. Definitely got to find the people that you love.
Definitely.
Community.
Community.
I had a really good question. It was, when you talk about recording and corrupted files, what's been like your favourite happy mistake that you've ended up using on a song? You know, where you kind of know what you're doing, but then you play a chord wrong and you're like, oh no, actually that sounds really good. Or like you do the words in a different place, but actually you like it. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what was really funny the other day? This is just my most recent one. We did like a Strokes cover for DIY.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
For
Yeah,
their like 20th anniversary and that, and like Corbin, God bless him, he's gonna kill me for saying this out loud. We were both just fucking tired, and he fucked up the setting on the compressor, and like I did all the vocals and they were like so over compressed, and I thought he was putting like a radio thing on, because like that's what the Strokes sound like.
Yeah.
Julian Casablancas sings through like a radio vocal, isn't he, like a telephone over distorted thing, and I just thought he was like tracking me like that just for effect.
Yeah.
And then like it came out and I was like, fuck, like what happened with the vocal? He's like, oh my god, fucked it. And anyway, it sounded sick. It sounded like just like Julian Casablancas' thing. It was bizarre. It was super funny.
Yeah.
Because like under any other circumstances, that vocal would have been completely unusable.
Yeah.
But like that day, it just happened to be perfect.
So subconscious was telling him to do
Yeah.
it. That's what I believe. Actually, this goes on the end of you know, kind of the experience of trying to be creative throughout lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you do when you kind of hit a wall when you're writing or just trying to be creative? Like, how do you get out of the dreaded?
I read a book. Reading books really helps me write songs. It just like more so than watching film, or like sometimes even more than listening to music. And I've thought about it a lot as well, because it works every time. Because like I think that what it is that when you read in a book, you have to do so much in your imagination subconsciously. Like you have to set that scene, you have to build those characters in your head. They have to look like this and this, and like when you're reading a book, like that whole like 2-week period or however long it takes you to read it, like you think about that world all the time, right? Like you can't help it. You're like doing something and then something will trigger something in your mind and you're like, oh, it's kind of like that in my book or whatever. I'm reading that book about this that's kind of like relates to that in that way. And for me, like then when I go to sit down with my guitar, I've already got like this whole fictional, I just have to close my eyes and just, it's there. It's like a whole fictional world full of all these characters that are like full of like life and like juice and dirt. Do you know what I mean? Like all the dirty secrets and stuff. Like it's drama all in your little book in a world that you've already had to imagine. So for me, like I find it really good because it's something to write about and something to tap into that you've already invented in your brain.
Yeah, I love that. When you first said it, I was like, you read a whole book in a day.
I just, you know what I mean though? Like when you start reading a book, I like a lot of Scott Fitzgerald and like old books too. Like I like new fantasy books, but I also like a lot of old books, and I think those in particular are quite like I don't know, like just quite like romanticize things.
What are some of your favourite books then? Because I love reading as well.
You know what? I'm always like a fucking again, because I'm always like Harry Potter's the best book in the world. I love books, but like Harry Potter's the best book in the world. Fuck J.K. Rowling. However, Harry Potter, in terms of like readability, is just the most like, and again like you can set a scene in a heartbeat, like it's great. But I love like Scott Fitzgerald, Tender as the Night, really fucking dark but good.
I love reading, you know, and honestly, like Harry Potter makes me cry. I just love the way it's just mirrors like. Obviously, this is totally your intention, but just like the politics within them is like insane.
I know.
I didn't realize it when I was a kid, but now I'm like, oh my god,
it's mad.
She was really educating the young ones like in a really cool way about all of that, you know.
I know, and it's like why it's like find it so complexing that like. Well, anyway, let's not go into J.K. Rowling's political stuff. But she should just read her own books.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just have a little reread of your books and just have a little think.
I know she's probably moved a bit away from them in recent years and just forgot.
Do you know what's mad though is that I never liked Harry Potter growing up. I was like, nah, fuck that, films are shit, weird, not into it. And like And then everyone was like, no, Harry Potter's really good. And my cousin like loves it, right? So I was like, do you know what, cuz I'm going to read Harry Potter for you. And I got the first Harry Potter and I was like, oh shit. It's great.
Oh shit.
But what's great about it is that like, I won't, do you know what? No spoilers for the few people on earth that haven't read or watched Harry Potter. But like, few main characters that died, I didn't know that was going to happen. So like, I was crying, like telling everyone and my mates like, oh my God, so-and-so's died. And they're like, what the fuck? Like, you're literally like 20 years behind. Like, why are you fucking crying about this? Like, everyone knows. So it was really funny. Like, yeah, I got into Harry Potter late in the game, but it's great.
I'm so surprised that you didn't know. But maybe if it passed you by, like it's passed you by, and then
I was just like,
reached a point where no one talks about it anymore.
Into like weird shit, like a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah,
and stuff
I love that as well. Yeah,
that was like my, I don't know, Harry Potter. It just weren't it for me at the time, but it's it for me now. It's it for me now, for sure.
Have you ever read Something Wicked This Way Comes?
No.
That's a bit. I think you'd like that. It's, I don't know, just on a series of unfortunate events. I don't know. It's kind of similar to that in my head, but it's really good. It's about a circus that comes to town, and it's like in like 50s America, set in 50s America, and like this weird circus that's like weird things happen. It's honestly, yeah. I'll send you a message with.
Do you know who else is good? One more. In the theme of Harry Potter, there's an amazing series that I just read, a trilogy actually, called The Stormkeeper's Island, and it's about an Irish family on an Irish island, and it's like magic meets time travel. It's fucking unreal. It's so good. And the girl who wrote it is like our age. She's like our age, and she's like a female writer. She's Irish. Wow. Her parents grew up on Arranmore. Her grandparents grew up on Arranmore. So like, the place where she's talking about is literally her like family home, and it's just fucking sick. So sick. Yeah, big fan.
Yeah, I'm big into like Stephen King as well. I love all like fantasy and horror, and like I love I don't know how you say his name though. Chuck, he wrote Fight Club. Chuck Palahniuk.
Yeah.
He's just off the wall.
I
like
massively
read some of his books, and I'm like, how do you even come up with this? Like, it's insane.
We watched Misery the other day.
Oh man,
oh god, so heavy.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen it? Oh
no, I've read it though.
She won an Oscar for that. She won an Oscar that year.
Kathy Bates,
incredible. Sick. Her best performance in my opinion.
Amazing.
Yeah, definitely worth a watch.
On the subject of live gigs being back, what has been your favourite live experience and why? And that could be your own gig or, you know,
Sefton Park.
Someone else's.
Sefton Park Pilot.
Oh, yeah.
That was the maddest experience of my life.
That looked amazing.
It was the maddest experience ever. Like, it just was. Yeah. It was bizarre. It felt like I'd won, like... I felt like I'd won the fucking golden ticket from Willy Wonka's factory. That's what it felt like. It was like, how can this be happening right now? And like, to me as well, because at that time I really thought, like, I was just going through a period where I really honestly truly thought no one gave a fuck about me anymore. Like, just period. Like, not even just like, just my friends and everything. I was just like, I don't know, it was one of those points in lockdown where I was just like really at a low point, and then that came in and I was like, oh yeah, sick, cool. And then like, as it got closer to the day, I was like, oh shit, like this is cool, like this is cool. And then I got to the actual day, and there's the fucking big tent, and it's so weird because that was my park growing up, you know what I mean? Like, I went to Sefton Park, that was where I learnt to ride my bike, and then it was like this huge fucking tent. And like, all of the press stuff around it was mad. I'd never done anything like that before, but that wasn't what made it like magic. It was just like the fact that we got to, like, we could have been the Teletubbies, by the way. Like, this has nothing to do with like my music. Like, it's just that I got to be the first person to walk out and like plug in my guitar, and just to hear like the crowd's excitement. just for live music to be back was like emotional in itself. Like, I almost didn't even want to start playing because I was just like, wow, this is mad. The energy was just next level.
Goosebumps just as you're talking about it, like imagining what that must have been like. Yeah,
I absolutely fucking bawled my eyes out when I came off. I just cried. I cried all night. Cried all night. Cried the next day. Cried. Yeah. Yeah. And I thanked every fucking person in the world. I didn't know who was responsible for giving us that gig, so I just thanked everyone I saw. I was like, thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you so much. I felt like I did not deserve it. I didn't know why I was there, but very grateful to be there.
Own it, girl. What a gig. What a way to bring it back, though.
It was mad. And I'm a fucking huge Blossoms fan. So, like, I fucking had a ball that night. I was like, as soon as we were off stage and I cried for an hour, I was like back and ready to like scream my head off to Blossoms. And they did the sickest cover of Paperback Writer, you know, the one that they did in their lockdown session. And they played it live, and it was one of the best moments of 2020 for me. It was fucking unreal.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that sounds like an amazing experience.
Yeah.
What's your fave song of yours to play live?
All Good. Okay. All Good. It's got a big drop. Drops hard. And that's a ball.
Nice.
Like things that drop hard.
Nice.
I used to like the songs that I like to play live for me, and then the songs that I like to play live for other people. Like, I don't really like there's some songs that I won't name them because I don't want people off them.
don't name them.
But like there's songs in the set that I'm so fucking over. I just don't want to sing it anymore. And so in rehearsal, I'm just like, ugh. And then it's not until you're in front of someone and they're like, ah! And they're singing along, and you're like, okay, all right, this is fun. We'll do it. But yeah, so I think but my favorite song to play is All Good, and that goes down the best. So it's combo.
Amazing.
Although my favorite song to play live is other people's songs. Like if I do a Lizzo cover, I'm just having the best day of my life. Yeah, I love doing covers. Like I love doing just popular culture covers. It was fun.
You should do an album or like an EP.
I need to do a Taylor Swift album. You know, I'm a big Taylor Swift fan, and so I really one of my dreams is to just make a compilation album of all my favourite Taylor Swift songs, like Scouse.
Do it. Oh my god, do it. She would probably retweet it and tell the world. I think you should do it.
I can't. I just love her. I am obsessed with her. I love her so much.
It's like she's like Marmite. I love her. I think she's amazing. She doesn't give a shit. But there's so many people who are like, Taylor Swift. But
fuck
she's
those
an
people.
amazing songwriter.
I'm sorry. Get to bed.
Like, Shake It Off is incredible. It's my favorite. That's my favorite.
If you listen to her records as well, she's got singles that are singles, you know what I mean? But her albums are unbelievable. Like she has a way with words that I think is incredible. And sometimes it might not land with certain people, maybe in the UK especially, because it's a bit country or whatever. But she's very authentic, Taylor Swift, and she's fucking talented. And I think if she were a man, people would just call her genius, but because she's not, they're like, oh, Taylor Swift, that's not cool. It's nah, she's actually a genius. She's as genius as Kanye West. I don't she is.
She is an amazing songwriter. Yeah, I think she's really underappreciated as a songwriter.
I just think she's not, I mean, obviously in some ways she's not, because this is what I'm saying to people, I hope Taylor Swift's not losing any sleep over people who don't think she's cool. I hope she's not, because she's the proof's in the pudding. How many records has she sold? How many people does it reach out to? Not just her. Obviously, there's so many other artists with the same thing, but I think Taylor Swift does get a bad rep, especially with the indie cool kids.
I think she gets a bad rep because people just love to fucking put a lens on people's personal lives, and she's very candid about, you know, what goes on in her personal life, and people just love to hate that, but I just think
But
she's
that's
boss.
what everyone does.
Yeah, I think she's class. Like,
it's like Hey Jules, like, you know, the Beatles song, like Hey Jude, that was meant to be Hey Jules, and it was about Paul McCartney's, John Lennon's divorce. You know what I mean? Like, it was about, like, his divorce and, like, his kid being fucking sad about it. Like, no one's saying that about him. No one said that about John Lennon. Like, no one, I don't know. I just think, like, I do think there's a double standard for women in the music industry a lot of the time, especially those.
No,
not for.
I agree.
It's not even something that affects us. Like, we're too small, but like for those like mega stars, such a double standards for men and women. Like, men can go out and just do whatever they want and like have as many girlfriends as they want and have as many strippers in their video as they want. But like a girl does that, and it's like, oh, you got a reputation. It's like, pack it in.
Yeah. It's because she owns it as well. She just owns. She's like, yeah, I've got loads of exes. I've been out with loads of people and I write songs about them. What. And people just love to hate it, don't they? Cause yeah, she's female. I agree. It is double standards. There's a really amazing quote, but I can't remember who said it. But you know, and on kind of writing, producing and mixing music as well as writing it. You know, no one expects anyone to kind of write, produce, and mix their own music. Like, that's a mammoth task. Mm-hmm. But when it's a female artist, everyone's like, oh, who produces you? And like, a male artist would never get asked that question in the same way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because
I've been asked it loads. And, you know, by people who are genuinely interested, and also by people who probably, oh, you don't do it all by yourself. Do you know what I mean? So no, I agree with you there. It's
women don't take enough credit for things that they do either. Like,
that's a big one.
My boyfriend's always telling me, like, stop saying that, because I'm like, nah, I didn't do anything. He's like, you did, and stop saying that, because like, men take credit for less. I'll do a bit of work on whatever session we're doing. And I'll be like, don't put me down as engineer on that. I didn't fucking do anything. And he's like, well, you did, because you fucking put all this up, and you put the mics there, and you fucking put the, like... And I'm like, yeah, but that's... And he's like, no, but that is what it is, so stop.
Take the credit,
yeah. Take the credit, but we don't, do we?
Yeah. Even with your demos, like, there's so many songs that I've demoed up, and, like, when we've re-recorded things, although I've been working with a producer, like, the finished track is basically the demo. All the arrangements are the same, all the parts are the same, and, you know, there's some credits on the album where I've not even credited myself for that, and I just think that's so fucked up, and I get so angry about it now. But
you give credit to people that you feel like deserve it in the moment as well. I think, like, a lot of the time, I feel like if I take it, it means that someone else won't get it. And then I feel bad. I'm like, oh, but I want that person to feel like, you know what I mean? Even when it's not the case. Yeah. So, but we move. And I think it's important also to value other people too, innit? So it's a balance.
Next album, it's going to be all me.
I'm going to do everything myself. Fuck that. No way. I would never want to do that. That's like not my vibe.
Yeah,
to do everything yourself
really easily.
Even to produce and then mix something is like a head fuck.
Yeah, mixing for me is like, oh my god, it's just you hone in on tiny details that don't even matter. That's why I get other people to mix it, because I'm like, I'm done with it now. Yeah, literally, get this out of my life. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I do enjoy it. I love it though. I do love it.
Yeah, me too. It's like, production's sick, but I think, like, and so is mixing. Like, and I think it's almost more fun to mix other people's music, or like to like play around with a mix that's like not yours, because it's like you have fresh ears and you can just hear it and enjoy it and have fun with it. But it's like when you've spent so long like getting all of the parts to where they need to be, it's so hard to even differentiate. Like, and if you do mix it, you need at least a week to like not listen to it for a minute to be able to have fresh ears. I do anyway.
I get bored. Yeah.
It's a very boring thing.
I like having fun.
Yeah.
Keep it fun. Oh, amazing. Yeah, this has been so nice. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. We'll have to hang out in real life.
I know, right? Yeah. Thanks so much, Sue. And have a great rest of rehearsal.
Thank you.
And see you in the real world.
Bye.
Go on. Thanks, guys. Bye. Thanks so much for listening, and don't forget to subscribe and follow to this podcast. I'm Natalie Mccool, and you can find me and my music on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and also on my website, nataliemccool.co.uk. Thanks!